Hi guys, this is AC Gamer back with another video on Nikke, Goddess of Victory. Now in today's video, what I'm going to be doing is making a showcase video of one of the strongest burst 2 characters in the game, and that is Dolla. Now Dolla, in my opinion, is one of the strongest burst 2 character we have because you can basically synergize her well with other characters as well. Now there is other like good top tier burst 2 characters. We have Novel, we have Polly, we have Admin as well, but yeah, let's specifically focus on Dolla in today's video. Now I'm not gonna lie, burst 2 characters are for some reason some of the hardest characters to collect. My other account literally has no burst 2 SSR characters except the free to play one given to you, which is Diesel, which I'm extremely annoyed about. But in this account I have a bunch of burst 2 and burst 3 characters as well. Now for those that don't know, a quick update on my account. I've actually spent money on this particular account over here. Now the reason why I spent was because of the mistakes the devs made, which basically they're going to be giving out 50 mode, well obviously one SSR mode, guaranteed SSR character for those people who actually spent on the paid banner. So I thought, why not capitalize on that and actually spend in that as well. So I did spend over £26 just to get myself that SSR mode when it comes out during the next maintenance. So yes, this account over here is officially not a free to play account, even though the only character I really got for my summon was Uni. So this was a unit I actually pulled from the paid banner. Am I excited? I'm not really too sure, but this account over here is literally blessed with burst 2 characters, and yeah, I can't say anything wrong about this account. Now my current squad right now is this account, or this current squad, sorry. However, obviously I do switch out my characters whenever I require specific stuff. So in this account, because I don't have Scarlets and most of the time I don't really require heals, I've decided to use my other burst 3 character, which is Privity. However, sometimes I might decide to switch out Privity and add in Helm instead, just because Helm can provide me with some HP heals if I require it. However, the HP heal won't be that useful, especially to Haran and Dolla, to be honest, just because they are both sniper units, so they really won't capitalize on the lifesteal that Helm brings them. It won't be a huge lifesteal you'll notice with those characters. So most of the time I run Privity, or am I saying the name right? But yeah, Privity, because of that stun and AoE attack. So this is the current team I use, and obviously we're going to focus on Dolla. So to quickly summarize on what Dolla does, let's go ahead and do that. But before I do that, guys, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, stay tuned for more content on Nikke, Goddess of Victory. I do have more upcoming videos to talk about this game. For example, talking about the absolute garbage rewards when you get to chapter 13. I will be making a video on that as well later on today, but that's just a sneak peek on the content I will be making. I will be also making some guides, more showcases on other characters as well. So make sure you are subscribed to the channel, make sure our post notification is on, and if you guys enjoyed this video, then do me a solid, do me a big one by liking this video. Okay, let's get right into it. So my current gear on my Dolla is not the best. The highest gear I can farm on this account is the tier 6. I think I could try and push it a little bit more, but I do need to level up my characters to like level 120 for me to get that huge power increase. Anyways, to go ahead and take a look at Dolla skill, I haven't actually leveled up the burst skill. I'm not sure if the devs has fixed the bugs with the burst skill not actually scaling with the level, but anyways, it doesn't really matter. I've just leveled that up. Anyways, what Dolla brings to your team is increased attack 12.12% for 5 seconds. Now 5 seconds is a short duration, but if you capitalize on this, it's going to be very, very useful. Going over to the burst 2 skill, her skill 2, which is probably the most important one she has. So let's just briefly take a look at this. So activates when entering full burst, affects all allies. So what does she give your allies? So she basically reduces the cooldown of burst skills. So as you can see, one time. Now there is a condition to fully utilize this, which is effect changes according to activation time. So if you activate this 3 times, the burst skill cooldown is reduced by 2.6 seconds, which is going to be very, very useful. Now alongside that, she also gives you guys this buff, activates when using burst skill, affects all allies. So once, if you do this 3 times, you basically get yourself increased attack, increased crit rate, and increased crit damage as well. So absolutely solid character, and with the burst skill, we're basically just dealing damage. So very, very nice. But you're really using Dolla for that supportive role. And also, if you pair her up with Litter, but Litter being a burst 1 character, you can also get yourself that reduction in burst skill as well. So that's very, very useful. Or if you don't have Litter, Volume also provides you with the same one. So usually when you're building a team, you're going to be using Litter and Dolla together, or Volume and Dolla together, to reduce the cooldown of your burst skill. Now let's go into some campaign to test out how useful Dolla is. Not gonna lie, you don't really need Dolla for her burst skill. Actually, I might have to switch out my characters a little bit in terms of which of the burst 2 characters are going to be using the burst skill. So this is the stage we're going to go in. My power, recommended power. So in terms of my positioning, you can tell which burst 2 character has more priority. And as you can see, I did put Nozzle. So I'm going to switch out and put Dolla in here, then I put Nozzle in here, and we're going to see how good this is going to be. I'll also go into the Union to test out the overall damage I can do depending on the team I use. Now we're obviously going to be able to beat this stage, obviously, because we have Harren, we have Dolla being very, very useful as well with that supportive role. Okay, Otto's there. I hope the animation actually kicks off. There we go. So we got Litter's animation. Shout out to Litter. We got Dolla over here, looking very, very nice. We got Harren over here, is going to instantly wipe the map. Thank you. There we go. Nice, nice, nice. I don't think, yeah, Dolla is not the one you're going to be expecting damage from. Privity is also going to be helpful for AoE attack if we need that later on. Anyways, let's just quickly burst through and kill all of this enemy straight away. Now in this game, as long as you have the recommended power or you're over it, you're pretty much going to win the content. Now I really will say that Nikke is probably my favorite game to come out in 2022. Obviously, besides Counter-Side global version, I've played this SEA version, so I don't really regard the global version as a new game to me. However, in my opinion, definitely Nikke is the best game that came out in 2022. Now, it doesn't mean that Nikke is perfect. As you can see, I've made several contents on the game, like issues they need to fix, or free-to-play players will literally, get out the game. Anyways, let's see who dealt the most amount of damage and, see how useful blah, 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 blah stuff is. There we go. So obviously Harren is there. It's really hard to notice how Dolla helps the team, but you should have noticed that the burst skill cooldown for characters, especially if you have characters that have a high or long burst skill duration or cooldown, sorry, having Dolla is going to be very, very helpful. Now we're going to go over to Union. Hopefully we can see how much damage we do depending on whether we have Dolla as our as our main burst 2 character. So the first round will be, I haven't actually updated this score, but the first round over here is going to be using Nozzle as our main burst 2 character. Oh, let's just switch out the team a little bit more. So let me just quickly explain the team I will recommend you guys to use with Dolla, just so that you guys can have a better damage and you can better utilize Dolla in a team. So I already talked about the burst 1 recommended character. You only need one burst 1 character, and that character will either be Volume or Litter. Now for your burst 2 character, you want to have 2 burst 2 characters in your team, obviously one of them being Dolla. Now with Dolla, you want to make sure she's towards the right side. Your other burst 2 character should be in front or towards your left side, so that they get the priority in terms of the burst skill. Dolla burst skill isn't that good, so it only provides damage, but in terms of the amount of DPS you provide, it isn't that noticeable or isn't that good in regards to other burst 2 characters. So now in regards to other burst 2 characters you can use, there's actually a couple you can use alongside her. There is Senti, which provides you guys with amazing shield and debuffing capability. There is also Polly, which is the character I will be using in this test. There is also Rupee as well, who is a newly discovered character that can actually deal quite a bit of damage as well, so that is great to use as well with Dolla. So 1 burst 1 character, 2 burst 2 and 2 burst 3, and that should be it. So in this test we're going to be using Polly in front and then Dolla over here. Now in regards to the damage I was able to do, this is the amount of damage I was able to do with this team. So let's go ahead and see if we can get consistent damage like this. I will try and change the team a little bit more to fit other burst 2 characters in this team to see what type of damage we get. But for now, Dolla is definitely one of the best burst 2 character we have. There's also, like I said, Polly, Rupee, Senti, but yeah, anyways, let's go ahead and with this test. Damage has been increased even more, thank you, 14. Nice, very nice. Anyways, let's take a look at the stats, but obviously Dolla is not going to deal that much damage compared to the other units, but just for reference, here we go. Still dealt more damage than Polly, which is surprising in my opinion, but this is great overall. Anyways, that is it. Let's go ahead and run this team again, or you know, run this test again using Dolla, actually without Dolla this time, so we can actually notice the disadvantages of not having Dolla in your team. So which other burst 2 character do I have? Just run Novel instead. Actually no. Now, even though Dolla's burst skill isn't great in terms of damage or utility, it is still very useful just because it's a 20-second cooldown for the burst skill. Now, because I'm going to be running this next test without Dolla, and obviously I'm going to be losing out on some TDR reduction from her as well, I need to use a burst 2 character with at least a 20-second cooldown, or literally my burst damage is going to be reduced by a lot. So I think the next character I'll use is going to be Admin, because I believe Novel, is it Nozzle or Novel? Novel, yeah, Novel. Okay, she also has a 20-second cooldown, and I think I have more or better gear with her, but she doesn't really work well in the shooting range because her damage only works well with like burst bosses as well. So you know, I'm lacking in burst 2 characters. I guess I'm just gonna have to use the one I can use, which is Novel. Anyways, let's go ahead and test out our damage. As you can see, our damage has been reduced to 11 mil, and obviously that is because Harren wasn't able to do as much damage as possible. So this ends my showcase on Dolla. The main use for Dolla is the obviously overpowered CDR reduction that she provides, and the attack buff she also provides as well. Her skill 3 or her burst skill is not the best for a burst 2 character, but yeah, so far Dolla is definitely an amazing character. My next showcase will probably be on Privity or Harren, or maybe even Drake. Done my litter. I haven't even done a Scarlet showcase, which I should do as well. Anyways, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, stay tuned for more content on Nikke Goddess of Victory. It's been your boy AC Gamer, and I'm out.